The new gameplay footage for Jurassic World Evolution 3 tells us more about the campaign, shows us never-before-seen baby dinosaurs, 2 dinosaurs to add to the roster, and much more. There is a lot to talk about. I've broken the new feature focus up in several segments and we'll go through each frame by frame to discuss everything. Something I want to say right off the bat is just how grateful I always am for Frontier giving us these videos early, but never more so than with this one, because there are shots in this that are so jaw-dropping gorgeous that I needed a moment. Like, I'm an Edwardian gent who just caught a glimpse at a lady's ankle and needs some smelling salts to recover. Oh my god, the game looks so good and it just keeps looking better and better the closer we get to launch.
Welcome back, park managers. In this module, we'll be taking a closer look at the work you'll be doing with DIN across the globe. Cabot Finch, our managing director, set up DIN in response to the massive dinosaurs struggling to integrate into our world. And it's not been easy. We've got a lot of eyes on us, including Dr. Ian Malcolms, and we're relying on you to work with each of our clients on their specific needs to ensure their park's success. Some require a focus on breeding programs or managing disease outbreaks, whilst others might have specific interests in flying reptiles or marine species.
Okay. I know the feature focus is about the campaign and all, but that baby Diplodocus just stole the show. Oh my god, he's cute. Look at him! Okay, fine, I'll talk about the campaign. The campaign for Jurassic World Evolution 3 is going to take us all over the globe in the service of Cabot Finch's DIN. The story is set just after Dominion, before the mass extinction that leads into rebirth, so dinosaurs are all over the place. But neither dinosaurs nor people are happy about it. So DIN steps in to manage facilities to house dinosaurs in a way that avoids trouble. Different locations are going to have different goals and challenges. Obviously, the rest of the feature focus is going to delve further into the campaign and the game's management aspect, but we need to take a moment to add a new dinosaur to the confirmed list of species, and that is the Stygimoloch. As a canon dinosaur, it's not a surprise to see, but I'm very happy to have it confirmed because it is my favorite of the Pachycephalosaurids. The flying reptile had me sitting up in my seat and leaning closer to the screen thinking, Rhamphorhynchus? But unfortunately, with the boxy head, it is just Dimorphodon. Frontier really likes putting these girders on... Girders? Is that the word? I said it wrong last time. Hold on. Oh, that is the right word. Okay. Frontier really likes putting these girders on the aviary, and I gotta say, I do see the appeal of these. But I really like this desert-style variation on the classic Jurassic Park gate, and it makes me wonder if we're gonna get a version of the gate in all build style so they blend better in a themed park. In this same shot, we get a look at a lot of decorations, many of which will be, I think, from the Badlands set, which is the pre-order bonus. I especially like this eclectic tiered planter. And look at all these structures built into the cliff, looking like an old village in the desert. I also love how this facility area looks with the stacked shipping containers. Hopefully the maps will be big enough that we'll have plenty of space to do this sort of stuff for a realistic look. While we've been seeing a lot of the gorgeous biomes, we haven't yet had a look at the maps in terms of shapes and size, with the exception of one later in this video. I do hope that at least a couple will be revealed before launch. Of course, at the end of September, there is the preview event in London, and I will be attending to play Jurassic World Evolution 3 for the very first time, and I'm super excited. I will gather as much information as possible for you guys, so subscribe for that and all news in between. Let's move on to the second segment with the second species reveal.
As your role will extend beyond managing just a single park, working at sites across multiple continents and with various teams, it will be more than just dinosaurs you'll have to manage. You'll be working closely with consultants from 3 different sectors who'll be keen to see their interests considered when it comes to any decision making. And those decisions will impact on your parks, opening up some exciting opportunities.
I know we've seen it before, but this path texture looks so good. Alright, I'm sorry, I'll try to care about normal things now. With a sneaky name drop in one of the campaign objectives, Corythosaurus is officially confirmed to return to the base game. Again, a canon species, so not a surprise, but I know one of my channel members specifically is gonna be really happy about this one. In the next shot, we see the concrete drop-off point where dinosaurs bought on the marketplace are brought into our parks. I don't know if we need to place this to have a dinosaur delivered. It seems a little wasteful to have to place this in every exhibit, but I also don't think they would bother adding something like that if it's optional. We can also see the territory of the Lokiceratops, which is stopped by the rock formation. This new way of creating perimeters to dinosaur enclosures is going to be one of those underrated things that make our parks look 10 times better. Finally, we also get a glimpse at another objective, and here we can see in action what we already knew, that juveniles and adults have slightly different habitat preferences, and we have to meet the requirements for both. I wonder how challenging that could potentially be for some of the species. What struck me about the next shot is how luscious and green it looks in spite of it being the desert biome. Now, I don't think it's a grass terrain paint, although it would be wonderful if we do get varied terrain paints per biome. It looks like it's the result of a really dense foliage brush, but I really like how that changes the look of the environment. And it doesn't look this dense and lush in the current desert biome. Something I also noticed is the stark white border on this path, and I'm pretty sure we've seen this path color before, but with a different curb, and it's making me wonder if maybe we have the option to apply different curb colors to each of the path colors. And yes, of course that gets me excited. The contracts are back and looking very similar to what we're used to, and honestly, that's the sense I get from the whole feature focus, that the management is very similar to Jurassic World Evolution 2. Although I will definitely be playing through the campaign and very much looking forward to that, I'm pretty much always in sandbox, so I don't have much of an opinion on the management aspect of the game. If you do, let me know in a comment down below if you like what you're seeing of the management so far. When the research tree popped up, I thought we could get some good reveals out of it, but unfortunately it doesn't show anything new. We get a look at the global map with some of the locations we'll be working on, but not all of them. If you want to know about all campaign locations and what objectives we'll be tackling for each, I will link a video on that at the end of this one. The campaign will be more like Jurassic World Evolution 1, where we can move back and forth between locations and improve each as we progress through our research. Of course, we won't have everything unlocked at the start. There is still a progression to working through the different locations and unlocking those. In the corner, there are 3 factions we're gonna have to balance: entertainment, conservation, and security. And more about those in the next segment.
First of all, we have George Lambert, the regulator for security. When it comes to the safety of your guests and dinosaurs, he'll be on hand to provide any guidance. Then there's Dr. Kajal Dua, our contact for the conservationist sector. She'll be wanting to see you prioritizing your dinosaurs' welfare and focusing on those breeding programs. And of course, there's the entertainment sector. Isaac Clement will be your liaison here. There's a lot of exciting attractions you can bring into your parks. And Isaac won't just be supporting you with the action in those parks. This sector also covers the marketplace, where you can buy dinosaurs. But don't worry. We've worked very hard to legitimize the marketplace, so we don't repeat previous parks' mistakes.
This is now one of my favorite baby interactions. I think it's so funny how he's headbutting Mom, and she immediately corrects him. She's having none of that. I like it when babies are being rambunctious little dipshits. Pachycephalosaurus was already soft confirmed, having been spotted as a statue previously, but clearly it is now 100% official, making this the updated list of species for Jurassic World Evolution 3 following this new feature focus. And just a reminder that next Tuesday we have another dinosaur reveal coming, likely several, just like what they did this week, so stay tuned for that. In other news, George Lambert is back. The security expert who had us setting loose dinosaurs in the first game just to test out what happens. This clip does show what I have been telling people, so I'm glad I now have this visual demonstration. Since it was confirmed that steep terrain and rock formations can contain dinosaurs, People have wondered about the gameplay loop, which heavily relies on dealing with escaped dinosaurs. How are dinosaurs a threat if you can make an unbreakable perimeter with terrain has been a recurring question I've seen. Well, the game has a built-in solution, and that is the ranger checks. Ranger jeeps need to have access to a habitat to check on the dinosaur so we can fulfill their requirements, and we also need MVU access to a habitat in case of disease. These vehicles require a gate on every habitat, and this provides an escape opportunity for the dinosaurs, who can break out through fence, but can also break a gate about as easily as a Snickers wrapper. Obviously, you can still use perimeter with terrain and rocks as kind of an overpowered benefit by placing the one gate you need very strategically, away from guest paths, and potentially adding double gates for your most pesky dinosaurs. That's gonna make it more difficult for them to break out, and when they do, they might have to walk all around a big habitat to get to your guests to start causing trouble, by which time your ACU would have already responded. You can also specifically train a security camera on this gate to dispatch the ACU automatically. So by doing this, you don't need security camera coverage of the entire perimeter, just of the gate, the one place where they can escape. This shot is my absolute favorite. Honestly, this could be a painting. This is art. The falling cherry blossom petals made me think, ooh, could seasons be possible? But that's a bit optimistic, I think. I shouldn't get carried away. I suppose it's just a bit of an added particle effect around the cherry blossoms you place, but I really, really love it. Lastly, for this segment, we get another good look at both the petting zoo and the Cretaceous cruise, and whenever I see either of these, I get so hyped for this game. I'm gonna be sticking a petting zoo on every habitat. We're gonna have some fat babies in my parks. And building a river cruise and then rowing along it ourselves is gonna be so much fun.
As I mentioned, you'll be managing several parks across the globe. As your skill set and research grows over time, you'll be able to freely travel between all of your parks, keeping them up to date with the best technologies and dinosaurs that you've discovered. While these sites are gorgeous, they do come with their own unique challenges, but I am sure that you'll take them all in your stride. And I have no doubt that your global efforts will be a success. Be sure to watch the rest of our modules for further training on managing your parks.
Welcome back, Penna. What an awesome looking but possibly also infuriating island. This is going to be a really challenging one, but I am already looking forward to this. But, you know, don't hold it against me if by the time we get there, I'm just complaining about how small it is. All of the parks they're showing off in these videos look so epic with all the differences in terrain elevation. The people who have been working on these parks have done a really impressive job with them. Same for the team designing all of the buildings, like the new Japanese-style innovation center, which is so gorgeous. This zipline here kinda seems like it's going over a bay that's outside of the map border. If that's the case, that's really cool. I wonder if any of these maps will bring back a natural lagoon. I suspect we'll have one at least, but would be nice to know. Let me know in a comment down below what you thought of this feature focus, and if you want to know more about the campaign, check out my previous video going through all the locations and our missions for each. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, stay tuned for more.